Hello everyone, and thank you for listening or watching 2Gs in a Pod. If you are listening on Apple or Spotify or wherever you get podcasts, please do us a huge favour and give us 5 stars. It really does help out.
And if you're watching on YouTube, please remember to like the video and subscribe. Smash the like button.
Smash it! I've always...
Smash!
Like, don't, if you're thinking about doing it dainty, fucking beat, smash it!
And we hope you enjoy the episode.
Oh really? Oh great! I come along and you get a bit on it.
Oh, I thought we were both gonna drink.
But then that just makes it look like my presence has made this boozy.
No, not at all, not at all. It was because Waugh always drives here, and we always record them early. So the fact that you don't drive yet, and we're recording this at somewhat a reasonable hour, I've taken the excuse
2 p.m.
Yeah, that's reasonable. You can drink it too.
You can drink
So
it
fucking-
8 a.m. if you want.
Yeah, exactly. So fucking AO, here we go.
I've
You're
got-
in the
I've
waters.
got
It
my
feels a
water.
bit sullied. We can't both drink at the same time. That'd be a fucking nightmare, just dead air. So fucking here we are, like 2Gs, guest G, Gus Lymburn.
Yeah. How cheesy is that?
Cheesy? How's that cheesy?
Guest G.
I think it's good. So it's always going to be 2Gs in a pod. Don't get me wrong. After you, I've realised this. We're fucked. I don't know any other Gs.
There must be other G comedians. Gary Little.
Yeah, but
What? He's not going to do it, is he?
yeah, exactly. And also, I think it would be weird for me to ask Gary Little on this.
Yeah, I think it'd be a great
Oh,
podcast.
yeah, Gary Meikle, Gary Falls. There's loads.
There's lots of Garys. There
Yeah.
must be other ones.
Graham Barry. I could get fucking Graham Barry on it.
Fuck, it's a name I've not heard in a while.
But like, so there's loads. But like of actual, it's just gonna be
Greg
Granger.
Davies?
Granger.
Yeah.
Like he's Cher. Just one name him.
Gordons? Any Gordons? There must be some.
There's
Is
no
there any
Gordons.
G, female Gs?
Oh, Gay Lafferty. No, there isn't. Anyway, fucking feels like a natural place for us to start is talking about fucking Will Smith slapping the shit out of Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Well, exactly. What do you right? I think. Do you agree or disagree with the slap? Just straight away, just yes or no.
Totally disagree.
You disagree with it?
Completely
Are
disagree.
you one of these like people that's on the side of it? There should never be violence.
Well, yeah, he's a fucking comedian on stage doing a joke. He's there to do exactly what he's doing,
Kind of.
and he's fucking getting pinged in the face for it. That's mental.
It is mental, and there's
Like, it's
there's no way.
absolutely
Yeah,
mental.
there's no way that should happen to somebody working, especially a high-profile thing. But I think the high-profile aspect is why he did it. Because imagine you're sitting there with your wife, and somebody's ripping the shit in front of millions,
Yep.
and you're sitting there, and you've got to sit and laugh at a medical condition. It wasn't just a piss take, or like
Well, here's the thing, right? Well, here's the thing. First of all, the medical condition was actually never mentioned. You know that because you're that person's husband. That person hasn't. Chris Rock didn't put that in. He didn't go, "Yo, what up, Jada? Your piece is looking shit," or whatever. He didn't bring it up. He just made.
But
a quite
that
bad
is the joke, though. The
But
G.I.
also-
Jane is because she's
Yeah,
got
but
no
he,
hair.
but he didn't mention the fucking alopecia or the medical condition. He didn't mention it. We've added that in later because we know she's fucking went on about it before. But like it was that he didn't put that in.
But that is the joke.
Not at all. I totally disagree with that. Like if a comic was to do a joke about someone in the audience, which I think I've done before when years ago before I knew better. And I would make like a joke about fucking the light bouncing off her head or something. I don't know that's alopecia. I don't know that's cancer. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've just went baldied. You're getting it. So there's no like apart from the malice of bald-head, you're getting it. There's no, people going, well, that's her medical condition. She's suffering from her alopecia. Also, alopecia. I'm sure it's quite tough. But
Yeah.
you know, but I'm sure it's quite difficult, and it's got its challenges.
Yeah.
But it's not like life-threatening. It's not like, fuck you, you piece of shit. It's not like he's walked into like a fucking terminal ward and just started roasting dead kiddies. Like, it's not that intense. It's really not.
No, of course not. And I'm not trying to justify the action, but I also am saying that if you've got cameras on you and somebody has done that to a degree where you're like, did we just laugh? And then he's obviously just gone,
But
nah.
he did laugh. He did laugh. And then he saw her reaction. And
So that's what a lot of people are saying. I've noticed that's the
That's
initial.
true.
Well, it is if you watch it, but I think what he might have been doing as well is trying to laugh it off until he went, well, okay, I could have laughed it off, but then she can't, so it's not laughable.
Have a word after. Tell him after. Apologise to my wife. Do you know another thing? I know
I
this
suppose,
is...
but imagine being in that situation where all eyes are on you, the world,
Yeah.
and somebody's taking the absolute piss out of you.
But hold on, but he's not taking the absolute piss out of you. He's a comedian doing little jokes, and he's made a quite outdated reference of G.I. Jane. Are you fucking kidding me?
Will that get picked up?
Maybe. We've had a couple of tweets already being like, if you guys start a Patreon, I'll fucking donate for you guys to get a bit of studio.
Oh, really?
So I think they can. Oh, cock-a-doodle-doo.
Have we actually got a fucking...
What's he doing? He's like sawing.
Sounds like sawing metal.
Yeah, and it fucking
Metal
loud,
of all
loud,
things, yeah.
But another thing, so on that point of, but someone's just like ripping the fucking cunt out of your wife, and you're sitting there, national TV, everyone's there. This is what I didn't get, and this is again outdated reference, but this is what I genuinely don't understand. And at the time, I think I was the only person saying this. Do you mind when Preston walked off Buzzcocks?
I do, yeah.
Because Simon Amstel was there, like reading excerpts out of her book.
Yeah.
And it was like a classist thing as well. Because like I remember the quote from it. It was like Chantel said something like, "Oh, I ended up doing an interview for like the Daily Mail, which made me feel really posh and upmarket." And like he's sitting there and he's just reading excerpts about it, and he's like making it a class issue, and he's ripping the fucking piss at your wife. And everyone was like, Preston's a bit of a fucking prima donna for storming off. I think that's exactly what you do. Because he was like, if it was any other environment, I would lamp the cunt. But we're filming a TV show. I'm not just going to go over there and fucking ruin it for everyone. But I am just going to make the decision that I'm not going to be part of this then. If this is what this show is,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not just going to
technically,
sit here and
and especially,
bone idle.
And there's two differences
But
about
Preston
that as well.
didn't go up and like fucking lamp Amstel.
But I think there's two differences about this situation. A, that Preston's wife was getting mocked without her presence. So
Which is worse.
She could, basically he was trying to get to Preston through his
Yeah,
wife,
yeah.
who wasn't there, who couldn't answer for herself.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, Will's wife,
Jada.
I couldn't think of her name there. Jada could
She's
have
there,
responded to that joke. The joke was kind of directed
He said
at her.
it to her. He said it to her. He went,
So,
Jada, looking great.
Yeah,
G.I.
like,
Jane too.
the
Can't
joke
wait to
was
see.
directed at her, whereas within Preston's situation, the joke was made about somebody that wasn't there, that you would have felt that you had
I'm
to
trying
defend.
to get you through your I'm going to perceive stupid wife. Like,
Yeah, well, imagine put
horrible.
it on the other side. Imagine you saw your wife on a show, and then you were the thing that's getting ripped to piss
Yeah,
out.
and
And
there's
imagine your
just-
wife just sitting there laughing. You'd be
I
like,
would hate that.
you'd
I would
feel like
hate
an
that.
absolute piece of shit.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think Preston did the right thing.
I agree.
But then that's another point, is that Preston was part of what was happening.
Yeah.
Like, he was meant to be part, and he could retract himself from the situation.
Yeah.
Whereas Will wasn't technically part of it, or so he was like, well, I mean, if he could have just walked off, then but it doesn't affect anything.
There's no need for him to get fucking slapped, though. Like, no
I
need.
mean, it was at least he slapped him. I couldn't have broke his nose or something. Do you
Well,
know
I think
what
that's more down to Will Smith being a bit of a fucking shitebag.
But did you see the slap? It was a fair.
Oh, it was-
He can fairly move.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, wow, that came out of nowhere. Do you know what I mean?
What about the people that think it's like the because everything
Everything's conspiracy,
Everything's
isn't it? Yeah.
conspiracy now. People can't see what was, in my opinion, one of the most real moments of like the last fucking year.
Oh,
people are going, he was wearing a fucking cheek, fucking like, I don't know, like cheek
Protector?
protector, yeah, cheek. I couldn't get the term cheek mat out of my head, and I was like, that's not a thing, a cheek mat, but like a cheek fucking blocker.
There's no way.
People are bonkers, man.
Yeah. Also,
People are
like, what would
bonkers.
be the outcome? Why would you fake
Because
it?
the Oscars are fairly dead and like no one's watching them anymore. And
So they think that what they did is they put a cheek protector slyly onto Chris Rock's face.
and went, right, you have a joke at Jada and Will'll get up and fucking hoof you.
Ridiculous.
That is what the conspiracy theory, I believe it to be, yeah. Honestly, madness. People have also said like Chris Rock's braced before the hands got to him, and I'm like, well, yeah, that's what would happen.
Yeah, nobody stands there like a statue until you get actually whacked.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like you're like sat. I can't remember who said this, but there was a comic that said this years ago. Of like, it's not like you're in a plane and it's going down. You don't go as soon as you make the impact.
Yeah.
Like there's a few minutes of before. Well, why are you screaming now?
Like, if I found out that it was faked, I would be quite impressed with Chris Rock's acting.
And Wells.
Did you hear the noise Chris Rock made?
Oh wow!
You know, he goes, oh wow, then he does this bit where he goes, okay, waka-dooga.
Yeah.
And he just makes this weird, his brain's obviously gone, I've nothing. Like,
See, I even love that. Like, respect to Chris Rock in that moment, Because, like, see if, like, a devastating heckle comes at you when you're on stage.
Yeah.
There is, like, a moment where you kind of go, and it, like, hits you. And you're like, right, fuck, how am I going to respond to that? Fucking, imagine actually getting hit by Will Smith at the Oscars. Like,
with the audience you know is in front of you.
Yeah.
And with the fact, he even references, he goes, this is one of the best
moments
in television. He
Which
knows.
I fucking love him for. But, like, it's not like the best line in the world. But every single time I watch it, I'm decked at the line where after it happens, he goes, wow, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Because I'm like having the wherewithal to deliver that good after just being slapped. Wow, Will Smith just slapped the shit out
There's
of me.
so many fun psychological bits of it, though. The bit when he realizes Will's moving and he goes, oh, okay.
Oh, okay,
Then
hello.
he laughs
Does
the whole
he
way
say
up.
hello or something?
Yeah,
Uh-oh. No, he says,
he goes,
oh,
then he goes,
uh-oh.
oh. And I'm just wondering, imagine from his eyes, he must have seen Will just walking, like staring at me. He's going,
This isn't a
okay, whack. And he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. Fuck.
He got fucked. He got completely fucked. But then I think
Fair play for
I
carrying
think
on.
everybody looks like a complete fanny in that situation. Like Chris Rock's dealing with adverse situation, but he doesn't look great either. Do you know what I mean?
How do you mean he doesn't?
I don't mean for the joke. I just mean like
The joke is quite.
he just
true.
looks like a little kind of slapped school kid afterwards. Like, and he tries to. No, we gotta. He
No,
fucks
you're
up the
right. He does put some. There is some fucking torque on that slap, and Chris Rock didn't even look like going down. I think there's a bit of respect to Rock for that. I think I would have went down like a sack of shit.
I don't know. Yeah.
So a bit of respect for that. I don't think Chris Rock's lost any faith.
What
Will
do you
Smith
What do you
should
think
have
about
lost
them when he's shouting back? That kind of. It almost looked like. I think the reason is because it did look scripted afterwards. It looked like a scene from a movie.
that. Really?
Like afterwards, when he goes, "Get my wife's name out of your fucking mouth."
I think that's the most real thing about it. You can see how angry he is. Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Like, it looked a
No
bit-
one's scripting that. No one's scripting. And then Will Smith shouts,
It does.
Keep my wife's name out your
He
fucking
does it
mouth.
twice, and the second time with more like it just looks like.
The yes in between is the weird bit. Where he goes, really? And he goes, yes!
Yeah, all
Are
of
we
it.
doing this? Yes!
Yeah. I don't know. I can understand why people would think it was maybe a bit kind of scripted, because I think it's because you've seen Will Smith act in so many things.
Yeah.
To see him do that, you just assume that's him playing one of his roles. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't like a. Do you know if you get an annoyance with someone, it doesn't look as like, get my wife's name out your fucking. It's more like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
but we're like Scottish fucking white dudes. I think
know.
there's a different culture there, which maybe keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. I believed it. There was no part of me that went, good performance. I went, wow, he wants him to keep his wife's name out his fucking mouth. Because that also implies as well that there's been history. Like,
Maybe
you
we-
need
yeah.
to stop talking about my wife.
Yeah,
'Cause
well,
he
there has been. There was
He has
history.
joked about it I think it was the last time he hosted the Oscars.
Yeah, and maybe that's another reason, because he's probably just like, oh, God, not again. Fuck
Yeah.
you. Do you know what I mean?
It's a weird one for sure. But like, I saw Jim Jeffries put up a thing being like, comedians should fucking boycott the Oscars and just like, there's not even a comedy category. And they just fucking use us as like the little court gesture. And now the gesture? Not their little court gesture. And now they're fucking hitting us for when they don't like our jokes. And I do agree with that. Fuck it. Either that or deploy fucking Ricky Gervais in the next year's Oscars and we'll show them what actual fucking...
Getting roasted is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, we'll show them how it's actually done.
It's as well, trust it to be like if Will Smith was sitting anywhere else, it wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah,
'Cause it would-
by the time he got there,
Yeah.
security would have been...
yeah, you'd have been on to something else. Do you know what I mean? But
it's also a good point as well of like, who won best... Who won best film?
I don't even know.
Who won best actress, which shouldn't be a category, but who won best actress?
What do you mean it shouldn't be? Oh, do you mean it shouldn't
It should
be?
just be best actor, shouldn't it?
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Again, that was talking to Chris Rock. That's an amazing Chris Rock joke from years ago. He's like, why are we separating male and female in acting? This isn't like fucking track and field. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and he was
yeah.
like, it's not like fucking Robert De Niro's out there going, I'm waiting for Judi Dench to catch up. Like,
It was
in
pro-
acting.
But it was probably an original thing in order to stop like a kind of male-orientated industry. Because if they didn't have that at one point, it would have just been a bunch of guys, and then it would have been like, do you know what I mean? Boys' club. So they've done that,
still
which
kind of is,
It is bad, but then like sometimes it swings the other way to come back to some sort of point of
Yeah.
normality. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. At the time, maybe I could understand it, but now that we're past that moment in time, for sure, I feel like it should be lobbed. But then, fuck, we're getting into deep chat, which I'm happy with. But
Yeah, I know.
we are
Keep it
on
funny.
We are on.
Yeah, let's not-
fucking, We
yeah.
are on ice here, especially with me drinking. I'm one silly drunken mistake away from cancelled here.
No, because no.
I've honestly thought you were going to go, no one listens. But yeah, no, I thought it was mad, mate. I thought it was genuinely fucking mad.
Yeah.
Shame on Will Smith. Good on Chris Rock. That's what I say.
Yeah. I mean, he dealt with it.
Overall,
it's
yeah.
the afterwards, the bit when he tries to talk about
That's fucking
that's fucked.
mental.
I keep shitting it.
I shit it as
Will
well.
will that get picked up? Will this get...
I think a little bit. If we're talking, no, probably not.
Okay, so that sounds like an industrial saw.
Mm-hmm.
What did he need to do there? What required 3 seconds of an like? Do you know? Like if you're hearing an industrial saw, expect it to go on for like a few minutes because he's got it out, plugged it in, got his gear on, and went,
seconds.
"That's me done, right? We're good." Like what the fuck? What's he making?
It's a very, very, very good point. Oh fuck! I don't know what we do. Do we pause? Do we stop?
We keep going and just work it in.
Work it in. So we'll
we should-
do the saw stuff when it comes up.
No. What else can you do? There's a cunt with a fucking industrial saw pissing about
true,
out there.
True.
We should have a song when it goes on. It's like musical chairs. It's bang, bang.
We could have turned it into a great drinking game, but
Could have. I could get hydrated as fuck. If he ever uses, well, he was only using his saw for 3 seconds, so
Yeah.
the game might be off.
fucking.
He's plugging in the pneumatic drill now. And be done. We're done. We're done for the day.
Yeah, good. Right, love. Get the fucking kettle on. Job done for day.
Just tomorrow,
That
you
is
hear
mental.
one hammer.
Like, yeah, what is he needing to do? Like, what is the And now
don't
my
know.
brain's just going, what could that job
Is
possibly
somebody
be?
getting work done near yours?
Fuck knows. I'm not aware of what's happening on the street. Should I be?
Nah.
No.
Let's keep. Well, let's batter through.
Yeah, true. So,
As soon as,
anything
you know,
else?
it's like a hiccup.
Yeah, it really
It's
is.
like a hiccup when you're trying to eat.
It's
And you
derailed.
sit there and go, I think it stopped as soon as you put the food in your mouth. You go, "Oh," and then
It's derailed the whole operation. I can't eat my fucking chimichanga now because I'm fucking hiccuping.
Yeah.
The hot sauce has fucked me. It's derailed the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I'm now looking to you, the guest, frankly. This should be. I should be making this as smooth as I can for you. I'm now just staring at you with my eyes going, help. Get us out of this fucking...
We're all right. There's
hole.
not been an industrial noise for a while. So we can
Yeah,
just...
but they're also, even though we've not stopped talking, it's been nothing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because we're waiting on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. What
pardon
else
me,
has been?
sorry.
What else has been happening? You got cast in a little play.
Yeah, and you didn't.
No, I know, man.
We went for the same play.
I was.
Not the same part, specifically.
Yeah. Although it could have been.
A play with 2 parts that we neither of us really specifically knew what.
When I got asked to read for this play, I was like excited, and I was like, yeah, of course I will. And then I did the reading, and then it was like honestly like an hour after the audition that was done over Zoom. An hour later, you've messaged going, "Did you read for a fucking play today?" And just instantly, straight away, I just had this overwhelming like guttedness of, oh, I would have tried more if I knew Gus was also up for this.
Really?
Like, yeah. Because I was like, because now I'm like,
And
before
there's
it was
2 roles, and it could have been, like, there was a potential at one point, it could have been me and you as the 2 roles. And this is a play for the Fringe in TV at Gilded, which is a fucking...
it's pretty good, isn't
I
it?
saw a picture of the room, actually, because I didn't know the rooms. I saw a picture of the room yesterday.
How big is the room?
It's like 130 seaters. Like, it's a big room.
For a fucking play.
Yeah.
Good luck. There's going to be some quiet days in that room.
Of course, but there's a quiet days in every room for everything.
Oh, the fucking beehive, baby.
Yeah, there still is some quiet days. Mondays are never great.
Yeah, well, not last year, mate.
Well, that's because, like, everybody pre-bought last year because it was fucking COVID.
Yeah.
Now, and you had no competition from anybody.
And now that all the
Better.
competition's back, I think this year's Fringes actually might be a fucking stinker. I think people might have wall-to-wall cackers.
Why?
But I don't want to...
Wall-to-wall cackers.
I think it might be. I honestly think it might be.
It's in, like, you mean people we know, or do you mean, like, names and shit?
I think the names and stuff will always be okay.
So I think,
But I think across the board, there'll be less numbers across the board.
because why, though?
Because it's the first one back.
I said that
on like
stupid.
Because why though? Because why though?
Like Yoda, but after an accident.
Why though? Because why though? By the caca across the board, why? Surely courtyard pleasant's good it will be.
But because why though?
Well, personally, I just think I was going to try and keep it going. Fuck it. I think because it's the first one out of COVID times that's back to a full scale. And I don't think, and that's the end of my point. And I don't think like all of the people from Japan or all the people from fucking, I just don't think the people are going to be there on mass.
I'm gutted because my show used to be packed out with Japanese people. I had to learn Japanese last year just to make my show happen.
Have you ever had any like? Have you ever had that? Have you ever had?
Don't make it sound racist. Have you ever had a Japanese?
No,
person
I
in your
didn't
show?
say that. I didn't say that. Have you ever had anyone in where you thought this might not be their first language that I'm doing this?
Oh,
in?
100%.
Yeah.
I have had that. I've had like a family. This is even weirder. A family of Spanish. And we're talking like mum, dad, like you know, brother and sister,
Yeah.
and like it goes down like kind of like, you know, so the brother's like about
What are they
12
there?
and the
What are they
sister's
there
about
for?
14, and I'm kind of like, this
What are they
is
there
an
for?
adult show, and they're like,
Yeah.
yeah, cool, and we're like, right, so there will be adult content and
Yeah,
like
yeah.
swearing and stuff. I don't do anything graphic, you know, but
yeah.
I'm not gonna childify it. You
Yeah,
know?
no, of course.
So and they're like, yeah, see, and I'm kind of like, they either don't know what I'm saying.
Did they think? Hold on. Was this the show Buffoonery? Was it that year?
I think I can't remember which
Because
year.
if it was, let's just be honest, Gus. Let's call a spade here. That flyer, it doesn't not look like you're about to do magic. Like they might have thought it was like a fucking magician.
I don't know.
Like you've got like the red velvet, like
Sparkly
jacket. You've got like a magician's hat and the thing. Like they could have went, see, magician.
I don't know.
Like buffoonery, huh?
Whatever.
They're Mexican.
They're like, yeah, well.
Like
But I don't know. But then they sat there and they didn't have a clue. And like you know what I'm like when I'm doing the set, I'm seeing them confused, and I'm involving them.
Yeah, you're a bit about fucking Aberdeen and like
well, I'm involving them and asking them, and they're like, we find it hard to understand.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, well, of course,
fair.
Yeah, totally fair. If I went to Spain, I'd be fucked.
Yeah.
You know, seeing fucking, I don't know, a Spanish comedian I can't think of.
Tapas, and then I'm tapping out. That's it.
Yeah. Tapas and tap out. That would be a great Spanish comedian's. A Spanish wrestler.
I'm gonna.
What's your finishing move? Tapas and tap out.
He's got like his leg in a hold and he's like tapping on his ass. Sorry, ridiculous.
Oh, God,
ridiculous.
ruined it.
Ridiculous. Sorry. So yeah, you had the Spanish. So you kept checking on them.
But the point is, they didn't have a fucking clue what was going on.
Yeah,
So, like, there's definitely people that come to the festival, want some cultural involvement,
Yeah.
go to the shows on a whim,
Yeah.
and don't fucking understand what's going on. I don't even know, and this is my ignorance, because I know they do have it, but I don't know if the culture of comedy translates to even like to Spain.
Yeah.
Like I know that they will have comedians, but I don't
Yeah.
know if it's done in the same. You know how we're kind of like this kind of like shooting the shit comedy club,
Yeah, of
mucking
course.
around.
Yeah.
In Spain, do they have that, or
I
is it
don't
more
think so.
like it could be more corporate?
Yeah.
Or, I don't know. I don't know if they have that.
I know. I think that's a very fair thing to say. If you're a fucking mad racist, no.
There's nothing
the
racist
worst,
about that.
I know. I fully agree. No, I'm joking.
Says the man who's blown away by the concept of a Japanese person coming to a comedy show. What are they all doing, Gareth?
The reason- the
What are they all
reason-
doing? They're going to Yo Sushi, just going, what's this festival all about?
The reason I bring it up is because I had a belter and I was going to segue into my own story, but then I realised me asking you that question, have you ever had any Japanese? Because I have, and let me tell you this funny story, was what I was trying to do, but
Right.
it didn't play at all like that. It was just me going, have you ever had any of them in? Weird, isn't they? So I remember I was doing a show at the Fringe, and I was doing a show at the Gilded Balloon at the time. Now, Gilded Balloon have this blanket sort of like rule, well, maybe it's not a blanket rule, but my year, they told me, if you sell 4 tickets, the show's got to happen.
No, wow. Okay.
You've got to do the show for 4.
That does beg the question, how many people were pulling shows, do you know what I mean, beforehand?
Yeah. Well,
Because I'd think about pooling to 10.
Yeah. The venue I was in, I think they maybe had to make the rule because otherwise there wouldn't have been shows. But so 4 you got to do it, and I knew that going in. And like it's like I think it was like a Wednesday or something, middle of the Fringe, and I'm checking my tickets as you do through the day, and it's on 2. And I'm like, well, if it started on 2, a couple hours flying, it'll pick up.
Come on, 4, baby.
Honestly, I am at this point hoping for 4 because then I get to do the show and make fucking £40 or whatever.
Yeah,
or 20 probably. But anyway, so yeah, keep thinking through the day. 9, there's still just 2 tickets. This is fuck. Couple hours flying, still just 2 tickets, and I'm like, this is fucking mad. Hour before the show, people are out flying. Like the Guild Balloon have got their team out and about. Still just 2. I'm like, this is fucking bonkers now. I go upstairs, go backstage, checking the fucking tickets. It's still 2. And I'm like, right, doors are about to open. So I'm like, right, I'm just going to go and assess the situation. So I go out to like where the queue usually, is. And there's 2 people. It's the nice, lovely young couple. And
can it be considered a queue if they're standing next to each other rather than one behind each other?
No, it couldn't, but they were one behind. So
okay.
It's a queue. It's a small queue, sure, but a queue none the fucking less. So I go up to them, and they seem like happy, seem like, yeah. And I was like, thanks for coming, guys. And they're like, we saw you at the Glasgow stand. We thought you were wicked, man. Like, fuck you, we're looking forward to the show. And I was like, right, well, here's the thing. You
were the show.
You are the only 2 people that have bought tickets. And I was like, now you've bought the tickets, so you get to decide. If you want the show, fuck it, I'll do it. I've got no pride. I'll do it.
Yeah.
To you 2 people, fuck it. We'll have a fuck about. It might be a proper little Fringe little laugh that we all have.
Well, can I just say that sometimes when you do things like that, if you call it beforehand, if the people are into it, you can actually get a better experience than maybe if the show was all right.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I was like, if these 2 people are into it and up for it, we could have a total unique little fuck
memories made.
Yes. So I give them the choice, and I was like, or I can refund your tickets and we can go our separate ways and we never fucking speak about it again, or we can get you changed over to another night. So what do you want to do? And they have like a little chat between them, and then they're like, well, as we say, we saw you at the stand. It's like fucking packed out Saturday. Will it be busier on weekends? And I was like, I promise you, it'll definitely be busier on weekends. Lied to them, right? And then the guy was like, well, we'll do that then. We'll get the tickets changed to... I think at one point as well, I'd said
will it be... See, when the audience so think, will it be busier on weekends? What they mean is, will there be anybody else apart from my girlfriend turning up?
Yeah. And I said, probably, right?
Yeah.
I can't promise, but statistically, yes. I think I'd also, at one point, I definitely would have mentioned if there's 4 people, the show has to happen, but because it's just you 2, I'll let you decide.
Yeah.
So they're having their little chat, and they go, no, we'll change it. We'll come back on a Saturday. So I'm like, brilliant.
If you can bring 2 pals, you can guarantee you'll see me.
So I'm like, brilliant, we'll do that. So we all turn to the front of house lady who's just sat there, and we're like, can we make that happen then? Can we change over these guys' tickets? And she was like, yeah, absolutely. And she holds her ear, and 100%, everything you're about to hear from me, these are 100% quotes. Mm-hmm. So she's like, yeah, I'll just get you changed over. And she holds her ear, and she goes, uh-oh. She went, uh-oh, right? So that's, first of all, not great when your front of house is going, uh-oh. And she went, okay. And she goes, right, bit of a bad news. You've just sold 2 more tickets. Oh. And then I turned to this guy, and the guy of the couple turns to me, and word for word just goes, so I guess we're fucking doing it then.
Oh, no. So even they've lost complete confidence in you.
So I guess we're fucking doing it.
So he knows the route. Oh, no. That's now 50% of the people that were up for it are now in the same boat as you going, let's all get through it.
And full circle comes the story. The other 2 people coming upstairs, 2 Japanese women who don't understand a fucking... They don't know why they're
do
there.
they speak English?
They do not know why they are there. They look confused, worried, just polite, but they were just sat there.
Do you think they've been maybe like flyered aggressively to the point they thought, let's go in the room because I don't know what's happening?
I think they wandered in, wanted to see something else, and accidentally booked this. Mm-hmm. Like so it was them, 2 Japanese ladies, and this young couple, and I did the fucking hour.
And was it good?
Oh yeah, it was a best run of the night.
Did
best
the people
night of the run.
The people saw you before. Did they enjoy it? Because the Japanese people, if they don't speak English, that's not your fault.
When you say did they enjoy it, I saw a couple of them. A couple of times they went like this.
Oh, God.
Is that enjoying it?
No.
Them going.
And what about? I want to know what about the two Japanese women? Did they understand it, or did they even know what was happening?
I really don't think.
I couldn't have handled it.
really
I
don't
couldn't have done an hour.
It was the year that I was doing. So I'd like have video. So I'd leave the stage, play the video, and I'd just be backstage.
Is that the one I did the voice for?
Yeah. No. Sorry, that's a different year. That was just an opening video. Like I had videos in like the middle of the show.
Oh, okay.
And usually I'm back there, and it would be like this nice little breaker for me, so I could be like it would make me go into the second half of the show better, and it kept momentum. Like just like here's a new funny like video. It brought a lot more like. I'm not saying like the show was dipping or whatever, but it brought
it's a little
life
reset.
back into
Nice little reset.
and it was usually fucking perfect for me and for them to go back in and fucking hit the last 20 minutes of the show or whatever.
Yeah.
That day, I remember being backstage, just like praying that when I go back out on stage, they've left. I remember being like, "Oh, please, just leave."
Oh God.
Like I'm playing a video.
No,
for
you say that,
leave,
right?
Leave.
You say that. No, you say that now, and I understand at the moment you probably just wanted the show to end.
Yeah.
But see if you'd gone back out.
I would have been chuffed.
No, you
I
think
would have been
no. See if you played your little video that you'd worked on, and you spent time editing, and it's your show, and not many people have turned up, and you're already deflated, and it feels like a dog shit. And if you'd come back and they fucking bolted, the first opportunity where your eyes were averted, and they've gone, get the fuck out of here. I honestly, that's almost.
I mean, I know what you mean, but I would have.
Depressing.
I think I would have been. I honestly think I would have been like, "Oh, cheers, lads." I think I would. Right call.
They're like, you can't hear him. Run away down the street. Just don't look at him. Don't look at him. Just leg it.
I'm just me. I agree. I would have done this.
Have you ever spoken about this on this podcast? About the show you. It's the fucking saw again.
Yeah, it's fine. Keep going. Okay. Batter through. We can't derail again.
Yeah, we can't derail again. No. But I feel like I've got to call it when it sounds like fucking.
No, keep going.
Okay.
Plow. This isn't plowed. You've
sorry.
paused.
No,
You've
I knew it was going to stop in a second. That's it.
Plow. The definition of mute.
The plow. This guy can fuck himself. Have you talked about the time when you called your show the Carvery Show?
No, I haven't. The Old Man in the Carvery.
Yeah, so you called it. So what is it you called it again?
The Old Man in the Carvery.
But it was Gareth Mutch and the Old. Is it just
Gareth Mutch and the Old Man in the Carvery?
Right. Okay. Because I think what you did, and I've ripped you for this before, because I know you're a big fan of Rod Gilbert.
Yeah. That's 100%.
And you literally took his, because he's always got a show like Rod Gilbert and the sandwich at the service station, and was it not something like that? The award-winning pie.
Award-winning mince pie.
He's always got a weird
cat that looked like Nicholas Linder.
Yeah, he's always got like a really like kind of fucked up title that he works in somehow.
Yes.
And I think what you did is Gareth Mutch and the Old Man in the Carvery. You wanted a kind of.
I had the idea.
A Gilbert-esque thing, though.
Yeah, and I had the idea. Mm-hmm. Just the idea was shit. It sucked.
Yeah.
It fucking sucked. So I ended up deploying it in the last 5 minutes.
And it had nothing to do with the show.
It had nothing to do with the show. And then I made some point going, basically, comedians need to stop fucking making points in shows. Let's just do comedy. So I was like, I think if you
was that your big subvert?
Yeah. Well, I had to be because I wasn't planning on the subvert, but it had to be because it couldn't just be the last 5 minutes of the show and me going kapow, see ya. So I was like, basically, comedians shouldn't do this.
Yeah. Yeah, that is so bad.
So I started.
That's a bit of a that's a crowbar if ever I've seen one.
No, I'll tell you what it is. It's a crowbar and then getting annoyed at crowbars.
Yeah.
Is what it is. It's me crowbarring something in and then going, stop selling crowbars. That's what it is.
It's weak at best.
It was really bad.
The point I bring it up.
But the final callback was.
Yeah, the point I bring it up is you're just saying there about audience members that maybe don't get the show. Mm-hmm. In that show, did not the funniest thing happen? Like
You're talking about the food reviewer.
I am.
Yeah. She's famous as well. I should actually know her name.
Oh God!
Because I remember I told Lara this story, and then Lara Bros. Shout out to Bros Bagels. And then she sent me the article, being like, "How the fuck do you not know who this woman is?" I think she was like on MasterChef or something. I should know her name, and it's really bad that I don't.
Fuck, are you talking? I thought you were maybe talking like like the evening news food review.
No, it was like the Guardian.
Fuck.
And yeah, she was like...
So wait, we should probably explain what happened. You got a Guardian then, I didn't know it was good enough, a Guardian food reviewer because you said Gareth Mutch and the Old Man at the Carvery.
She was reviewing food-based shows through the Fringe, and she thought the Old Man in the Carvery was going to be that.
But then, that's on her a bit as well. Because Gareth Mutch and the Old Man in the Carvery.
Yeah.
Like, it's not... Does that sound like a food-based show? I mean, I get there's a food reference.
Yeah. I think she thought it was going to be... She thought I was definitely going to be talking about Carveries.
Yeah, do you know what I mean, though? Say it was called, like, Gareth Mutch shitting in a McDonald's. A food reviewer is not going, oh, McDonald's, food, I'm in. Like, yeah, it's...
I know what you mean.
Read between the lines, you fucking moron.
But yeah, she did. And she did kind of enjoy the show. I remember, because I was talking to her as well. I didn't know. But I was engaging in it.
You might enjoy it, but you're not there for it.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what it was. That's exactly what she said in the review. She was like... I feel a bit bad even doing this one in the review because it was so far away from what I was there for. But however, I did enjoy it.
Wow.
So, but yeah, fucking what's
so
her
that
name?
must be like, do you know what I mean? Imagine like
she's like a proper like top tier food critic.
But this is what I've always said about comedy, because comedy always gets put under the bracket of comedy, and it's not really segregated to the point where you can make a logical decision if you want to go and see it or not.
Yeah.
It's assumed that if you're human, you like comedy.
Yeah.
And that's why so many people are so critical about comedy, because what they say is like, oh, I went to the comedy and I did not laugh. It's like, well, of course. Like, it's like, imagine...
Might not be your shit.
Imagine
what are you
I phoned
into?
you, though, and said like, hey, Gareth, got some tickets. And you were like, cool, what are the tickets for? Oh, we're going to go and see music.
Yeah.
And you were like, cool, what's the music? I'm like,
I turn
music.
Up, I turn up and it's like slow jazz. And
yeah.
I'm like,
and we're dressed in rock and roll gear. You know, and we're like, what?
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Of course we're not going to enjoy it, but it doesn't mean the jazz wasn't
good.
good.
This isn't Wonderwall. Exactly.
The jazz
they've
was
deployed what
best
they
jazz,
do
yeah.
to the people that enjoy what they do. Could be perfectly. It's still not going to be up my alley. And it definitely won't be if it's slow jazz. It won't be.
But that's why I've always thought it's quite
I know what you
tricky
mean.
about comedy, because you're meant to automatically appeal to everyone.
Yeah.
Somehow. Like instantly, if they come in, if they turned up at your show,
you
have to appeal to them.
A lot of the time, I'm actually like fucking gutted. Oh, there was a gig I did recently. Hold on, what was this gig? Yeah, Cumbernauld. Fuck yeah, I'll talk about it. Cumbernauld Theatre. I saw them in like the little hub waiting before like going in, and like I'm not like talking shit on them. I was just looking at them and knowing what I do as an act, looking at them, looking at me, knowing my act, looking at them, knowing my act. I walked in going, I have nothing for these people, which is fine, but like this is going to be a fucking big stinker. There's definitely comics that you could have deployed in that situation that they would have fucking loved.
Yeah. And
Like-
what are what are you looking at? What visual are you getting from them that you're thinking this isn't for me? Like there must be a reason. It's not like you're just getting that for nothing. Are they old? Are they?
They're all older. That's thing number one. But I don't necessarily think.
Do you know what's funny here is I can see you trying to be as diplomatic as you can.
Yeah, no.
But so because there's certain people that are just maybe it's going to be tougher.
Yeah.
Japanese people.
Culture, yeah. Well, thank God you've said it, so I can bring attention. They were all old Japanese men. No, this sounds fucked, and I'm not judging it, but like. Culture wasn't like their forte. They all seemed like people that are like, right, fucking hell, love. They've just built this new theatre. They're putting on a comedy night. Let's fucking get off our arse for once and not watch Ant and Dec's Saturday Night Takeaway. Let's go watch fucking Gareth Mutch.
You're going to say that they're probably not.
They're not exposed
not comedy
to
literate.
Yes, they're not exposed to lots of.
Yeah, it's a novelty to them as opposed to a mainstay in their life. Yeah.
Thank you for phrasing it like that, Your Honour. That is what I want on the record.
Okay.
That, yeah. Which is totally fine, but like when I'm doing fucking jokes about like, oh, me and mum getting married and stuff, it's like it's just not for them. I think they wanted kind of maybe a bit more old school, classic.
Something
British
I know what
comedy.
you mean. Like I know we're trying to dodge around the obvious by not saying these people are pretty thick.
Yeah.
Like, but these guys want what they recognise to be a staple joke.
Yes.
And what we do is we maybe talk a little bit more about our own lives and make it funny and tell anecdotes. And these people want
It's comedy club versus like 80s social club humor.
Yeah. So they can so we were guessing basically they want that kind of working man's club comedy where you're assuming based on their appearance.
Yeah.
Okay. It took us a while to get there.
Yeah,
because what we were doing was dodging so many bullets where we've said something negative about
Well, that's it,
people.
because I don't want it to come off classist, because, you know, I don't consider myself to be
But
like a
that
fucking snob.
That shouldn't be classist. That's more. But you can tell the way by the way somebody maybe dresses or something, the kind of stuff that they might be into and the kind of person they are. So we all make judgments about people. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And it wasn't like I genuinely wasn't like, oh, fucking bunch of cunts, whatever. I was just like, the lives that they've lived and the things that I'm going to say on this stage doesn't equate. I'm not for them. My brand of humor is just not going to play
You
here.
are allowed to judge to a certain degree without being seen as something.
Yeah.
You know, you're looking at a guy. Say you see a bloke with a Ben Sherman shirt and like drain pipe trousers and like winkle picker shoes. I'm not thinking he's an Rachmaninoff. Do you know what I mean? I'm thinking he's a knob, isn't he? I know what. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's not classist. That's making an educated decision based on what visual information I have been given.
Oh, I was fucking. But yeah, no, exactly. But so that's why I think the Fringe is going to be dog shit this year. But I hope it goes well.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
But yeah, so the play, fucking hell, we went right over here from that.
Yeah.
So they knew me. Were all excited, going, "Oh, we could be doing a fucking play together in the Fringe. This would be amazing." And then, of course, it wasn't to be. I didn't get cast, but you did. So congrats, buddy.
Thank you very much.
But I didn't. I fucking let the team down. But I got.
We were quite excited.
The guy that wrote the play is our friend.
I might sneeze. Sorry.
Don't sneeze! Do not fucking sneeze.
What would happen?
Look at me. Don't fucking sneeze.
Why? What would happen?
Just don't sneeze.
All right, cool.
I'm telling you, do not sneeze.
I'm going to try not to.
Good.
I think it's gone.
There you go. That works, by the way. If you just like weirdly start to go, don't fucking sneeze, your brain kind of goes, all right.
I always find pinching. That's why I was doing that. Pinching.
Well, we'll never know what did that.
Yeah.
The shouting or the.
We needed a control experiment. Now we don't know. Now we both think it's
sneeze
it's
again,
the pinching, and you're like, no, it's the don't sneeze.
If you need to sneeze again, do it without the pinch, and I'll still scream.
But then no, because it's hard then. Because again, I'll be going. I'll be trying to get it to prove you wrong. You know, we're going, getting a bit of pepper in my pocket. Like, see, I tell you.
So the guy that wrote the play is a good friend of ours, Keir McAllister.
McAllister, yeah. And just to contextualise it, I am now doing it with Ray Bradshaw, which will be great. Ray's a brilliant guy. So that should be fun. I think we were just quite excited in the fact that because we were mates already. Well, mates with Ray, but not like in a kind of meet up regularly type of way. But like we could have done a lot of work on it out with the scheduled working times. Yeah. And it wouldn't have felt like work.
And we were just messaging each other back and forth, getting buzzing for it. And
then you get the role.
Fucked it up, binned it, mate. Absolutely.
But they also, because meant to be two people that knew each other from when they were kids in school. And there was a bit like, I'm a bit older than you, so therefore they were like, does that even play?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, that was the olive branch they extended to me of. You haven't got it, but it's logistical.
It's logistics. It's not because you suck.
It's not because you fucking biffed it.
It would have been better if they just said, like age-wise, as we don't think it actually looks legit. Also, you suck.
Keir did kind of admit to me near the end, once we'd had a couple of drinks, Keir did kind of say, but you didn't understand the whole last page. And he was like, so we're not going to cast you because you didn't get it, mate. And I was like, true. Good point, well
maybe that's it as well. Maybe if you genuinely didn't get it, and you're not delivering it in the way that they think, and they're like, well, if we've got to explain that, it means they might have thought, maybe that's going to be more work. Yeah.
I did get Keir a belter, though. So it was like 2 days, or was it the day after? We got the call, you going, hey, you're going to be in a fucking play. They probably played Let's Celebrate by fucking Kool and the Gang in the background. And they fucking phoned me going, oh, not today, Mutchy. I'm just playing fucking Mad World in the background. So I think it was the next day. Because it was like my birthday over that weekend. Great birthday present.
That's right, it was.
Keir, thanks for that, buddy. We went out for like drinks and stuff. And Keir had a little word with me and stuff, and he was like, "Oh, Mutch, I just want you to know." And I was like, "Just shut up. I'm genuinely, we're mates. You don't have to fucking do this." So obviously there was no hard feeling. Any guttedness I'd felt for not being able to do the thing was because I wasn't doing the thing. It wasn't because like, oh, my friend didn't cast me. It was just I would have loved to have done it, but you are in charge of the thing. You have to make whatever decision you have to make the decision you think best fits the work. So
it's fair enough.
No hard feelings at all. But I did get him a fucking peach. So little bit of context for the listener or the watcher. When I first started doing comedy, I was like 17 or whatever, and there was this thread on the old comedy forum I remember the title of it was like, "Who the fuck is Gareth Mutch?" And there was a couple of comedians who were like ripping me on there. One of them being Keir McAllister, right? So I remember thinking before my comedy careers even kicked off, oh, these cunts hate me in there.
And why did they say that?
I don't want to go into the whole ins and outs of why. It was a whole thing about a comedy course.
Well, can you just? It makes sense to the story then that that's there.
Yeah, but not really. I don't think the story needs it. All the story needs is Keir was not happy with me.
Okay. People would just you'd put your head above a parapet. Nobody knew who you were,
yes,
and people were questioning your credentials publicly on a forum.
Yes,
okay.
I had no idea that had happened. By the way, I had no idea that my name was being associated with this comedy course. I was blissfully unaware when they posted the link in that thing, going, "Why the fuck is this guy, this 17-year-old who's literally just started doing comedy courses?" I wasn't like, yeah, well, I put it up. That was also the first time I'd seen that. Yeah. Someone had just used my name.
So basically, to make sense of it, your face, you were used as the poster boy for somebody that could teach people comedy, even although you were brand new.
Yes,
and the comedy industry,
and I didn't know that advert had went out.
Yeah, so the comedy industry were pissed
off. Rightly pissed off.
Right, cool.
So I tried to explain myself, but they were still having none of it. Anyway, Keir was one of the front runners of let's fucking kill this kid, right? So,
oh god.
So, but we're now good friends, and there's all water under the bridge. So that night at the stand, we're all having a little drink, and Liam, with me, asks, "Oh, so how old are you now?" And I was like, 28. And he was like, "Fuck, that's mad, 28 from fucking." And then Jay, Keir's wife and other good friend of ours, was like, I don't like how I said Keir's wife first, like that's what she's known as. Jay, Keir's wife. No, she's part of the group. She said, "Don't fucking start saying 28's old, because I'm gonna fucking hit you if it's that." And I was like, no, I don't think Liam was saying like 28 isn't old. It's just mad to think when I was like 17 and now I'm 28, like that's a fair passage of time. And then Jay said, "Oh, do you remember when fucking..." She was like, that was a mad time. "Do you remember when Keir made you cry?" And then I went, "Yeah, fucking yesterday when he didn't cast me in his play." And everyone was like, "Oh shit!" And Keir just like stood up and went, "No, can't handle it," and just fucking.
Oh really?
Be like, yeah. I think jokingly. I don't think he was like. No, he wasn't actually annoyed.
Oh, I thought you meant like
he was like pantomime, like, "Oh no, can't take it."
Right.
But yeah.
I thought you meant you actually decimated it. Yeah, fucking.
I mean, it was. I deployed it well. Do you remember when Keir made you cry? Yeah, yesterday when he didn't cast me in his fucking play.
Yeah. Fuck. Because he probably. That's the weird thing though. Because he probably did feel a lot of worry.
He shouldn't though, but yeah, I get it because we're friends and stuff. But there is no need for him to.
Imagine having to make a phone call and say like, "You are not got the thing you want because I think you are not what I want."
And then when you're mates as well,
that's the worst bit. That's what I mean.
There's another layer there for sure, but he need not worry. I have not taken it badly at all.
So yeah.
See, that's the sort of acting skills that you fucking slept on.
I'm looking at the script, man. I've never done a fucking play.
Oh,
like I have. I've done. I was a bit part in one of Keir's other plays.
Yeah,
but like,
yeah.
I didn't have
like 5 lines or something.
Yeah, I had like 5. I've got hair in my mouth. I had like 5 lines.
And now it's like 2 people.
2 people throughout the whole thing. There's no break. Like we're never off stage for the full.
A lot.
And it's fucking.
It's got to go down
heavy
as a lot.
dialogue, and I'm kind of going. This is fucking.
It's got to go down as a lot of stuff. It's a lot for you to learn there.
It's a lot to learn. So I'm just hoping that just happens.
What are you worried? Are you worried about like the actual performance of it as well?
I'm not even there yet. Like,
Yeah.
I think.
Have you done any rehearsals?
No.
We're
doing so weirdly. So what we're doing? Because I think Ray is on tour with John Bishop until the 9th of April. So when he finishes that, then we'll do a few like just read throughs. Then I think we do a live read through first thing before we rehearse properly. We do. I think
I'm gonna be there for that and heckle the fucking shit out of it. Spoil the end.
Slander
everyone.
We've already established you don't understand the end. You don't even know what the fuck.
He's dead the whole time. No, he isn't though. He actually isn't.
It's like the Sixth Sense, you fucking moron.
Gus is actually Bruce Willis. Go fuck yourself.
They would have got away with it, wasn't for those pesky kids.
Dick Dastardly doesn't win. Just all.
What?
You're getting it wrong. You're getting it wrong. I
I
thought it was a good one. Dick Dastardly. Wacky racist.
No, the saw's back. Amazing.
Just deployed beautifully after that failed punchline by me.
There's a man cutting his own. I can hear the podcast. It's shite. Yeah, so we'll do. I think that's gonna be weird because I think there's a lot of it that's. I don't know. I've never done it. Fuck it. Are you all right?
Yeah, that's for the podcast to shite.
A bit harsh, but never mind.
Oh god. Well, listeners, we're all excited to have Waugh back. We're all very excited. There was no saws, no fucking noise.
I feel like I've come in to guest on the podcast and I've got like the saws out. Like as soon as I heard it, I was like, "You're fucking joking."
Yeah, no. You've had there's John the Short Straw, as they say.
John the Short Straw.
I'm pissed.
Who's he?
I'm pissed.
You've had one
I'm
beer.
John the Short Straw.
Hi, I'm Paul the Long Straw. Where's Ringo the Medium Straw? We are the Straw Beatles.
Straw Beetle.
We went with John and Paul. I thought, fuck it, it's Ringo.
You have to,
Another
at
one.
At that point.
George. Oh God. It's all gone wrong at the end.
I'm John the Short Straw.
You've had one fucking beer.
I had one before as well. So
Dos
Beeros.
Cerveza, I think you'd be looking for.
Is that what it is?
It's Spanish if you're going for
San Miguel. San Miguel? Is it Portuguese? No.
Is it Spanish or I don't know where's San Miguel
Portuguese. I would guess Portugal. Or Brazil, maybe?
Oh, come on, you got to find out.
Cervezas, it says Cervezas.
Cerveza is very... It could still be Brazil because they speak Spanish.
They speak Spanish, well, yeah. That's derailed.
Yeah,
what were we saying before? Please remember.
Oh God, have we gone so far off there?
Please remember what it was you were going to say.
We were joking about fucking...
The play, you and Bradshaw.
The Long Straw. I'm Paul the Long Straw. You fucked your words up and derailed about 10 minutes of bullshit.
And the villain comes in. Well, I'm Brian the Curly Straw.
You ever seen water go up like this?
Get out of here, plastic straw.
Oh, we've lost it. Yeah, we only use cardboard straws now because we're all about the environment. Yeah, well, I don't give a fuck. This cannot go in.
I'm still an option at most Starbucks.
Yeah. Well, here at McDonald's, we don't play like that.
That voice at the end was me. We don't play like that.
Oh, please cut all of this.
No, this is the best bit, I think.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe it is.